Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and we're going to do something we haven't done in a while. I'm going to show you in real time my 5 highest clears for endgame world boss content. In this case, it's going to be Mephisto, because I find the teams are a little bit more unusual and they feature more recent characters like Silk than the null teams do, and also Mephisto's my boss of the day. So let's roll into it. So just to recap for you guys, in case you're wondering, I have 4 teams that I can now combine to do stage 24, so I can spread out my resources evenly, and I'll explain each team as I'm playing them rather than explaining them now, so we can jump into the content really quickly. But we've got this team right here, we've got this team right here, we've got this team right here, and we've got this team right here. And then I have one more clear that I can go all the way up to. I usually go up to 30. I can actually go a little bit higher. I've climbed up to 32 or 31, but just to keep it consistent and not have to deal with any issues here, on 30 I clear it with this team right here. So we're going to jump right in on the first team that I mentioned, that Silk team on stage 24, because it's the highest that that she can go with this current setup, and we'll get into it. Okay, so here we go with the first team featuring Silk as the main DPS. And for those of you wondering why I'm using Spider-Woman lead, obviously she's not going to do anything for Yelena, but for Silk she's going to offer the defense-offense bonus of the debuff immunity, which when you get debuffed by like a burn attack or whatever, it's going to cleanse that. But then it's also going to give her, you can see the cleanse bubble on Silk right now, it's also going to give her a 40% attack buff for 12 seconds. So it's really good offensively and defensively for Silk. It keeps her sort of topped up with her own heal taken into consideration. But yeah, it doesn't do anything for Yelena because Silk can basically clear this on her own. And so Yelena is really just here for insurance. In case in the third phase Silk dies for whatever reason, she gets tripped up, I can still finish the fight with Yelena. But yeah, Silk with a CTP of energy, a regular CTP of energy, actually clears this very comfortably. You'll notice from my rotation that I'm actually not using any other skill besides 3, 4, 5, 6. The reason why I'm doing that is because I don't want to build up more of the rage meter than I need to. Normally against like Null or other bosses, I would do the rotation, and then I would splash in the second skill after Silk has landed from her 5th skill. Silk does like a few like whining and dining things, and then she lands at the end and the camera sort of jiggles. You'll see it here, I'll point it out here. So she's gonna go back and forth, and then she's gonna boom, land right there. So normally I would do the 2 right after that, but A, I don't need to because Silk's damage is so good, and B, I don't want to build up this rage meter and then get stuck in a situation where I can't dodge it. Now, the other reason why I'm clearing this solo with Silk, as you're seeing now, is her movement speed is honestly just outrageous. I think she's the fastest or the second fastest character in the game. Iron Man would probably be the only character faster than she is. I think we missed the proc there on 6, judging by the amount of damage that we're outputting, but it's okay. We'll be able to... I think we procced on 4 there. Okay, back-to-back missed procs. No worries. We're going to reset here when he jumps over to us. But yeah, you can see she does so much damage and she's so tanky. It's amazing. It's honestly so good. But you do need to be a little bit careful with the damage, because otherwise you'll build up too many rage meters, and that will eat into your time a lot, because then you have to run around collecting those sigils for Doctor Strange. But yeah, I do think this is the best rotation for her. 5 is an instant cancel anyway, so you're not really losing much damage. And in the meantime, you get all that extra damage from 6, because if you cancel 6, you get the buffs, but you don't get any of the damage. So yeah. Okay, we're going to bait this one out here. And yeah, just the one discipline that you need to practice with Silk is always starting your combo very, very close to the enemy, to the boss, regardless of what content you're doing, because that 5th skill has a very, very short range. Her 4th skill has great range. We're going to play it a little bit cautiously here. Of course, he's standing right under the 1st sigil, but man, she's got speed. The need for speed with Cindy Moon. So yeah, she basically just solos this, and it's a shame that the requirements after 24 are combat type, because she could definitely go higher than 24. She could definitely go higher than 24, as you can see by the amount of time left here, and also considering the fact that I don't have any Odin's Blessings on her, and considering the fact that I have a regular CTP of energy. So if you wanted to go further with your Silk, assuming you had, you know, similar cards, similar amount of Pierce, she could go much, much higher, or she could do this stage much, much faster, right? And because of her combo as well, you definitely have time in between to charge up the beatdown on a Mighty or a Brilliant. Wow, that's a really delayed proc there. But you definitely have time to charge up the beatdown and get things going. I tried to squeeze in another rotation. I think she got interrupted. Oh, we got stunned there, but we got out of it. That's the other really good thing about using Spider-Woman lead is, wow, these procs are just crazy bad. Wow. Wow, the last 3 procs were of no fault of mine, just super delayed. So she definitely could have cleared that faster. But yeah, she clears it with basically a minute. Super comfortable clear there from Cindy. We grab an extra 40 CCF, really cool. The other reason why I wanted to do this is because when we get to 40, we're going to be able to open up an Odin's Blessing box. So we're going to go ahead and hit up the next team here. This is the list of strikers that I use for the added fire resistance and fire damage synergy on Human Torch. For Human Torch, it's pretty straightforward against Mephisto. The only real trick for Human Torch, I have 2 tricks actually, and this is another reason why I wanted to do this video specifically for Human Torch. You saw there that I canceled his 4th skill. Yes, I did. It's something that you're going to need to practice, but basically, it has to do with the rage meter. I don't want the rage meter to be building up more than it needs to, and at the end of his 4th skill, Human Torch actually creates this tornado, and the tornado will hit and hit and hit and hit Mephisto, and it just doesn't do any damage. It's not really worth hitting him with it. Now, another thing that I'm doing, so that's the first thing, is canceling the 4th skill. The other thing that I'm doing here is I'm actually sometimes just skipping rotations in order to actually go faster. So this is the crazy thing. You can actually go faster by attacking less. And the reason for that is essentially the rage meter, right? Rather than doing a little, because Human Torch doesn't have a lot of damage on his regular 3-5-4 combo. So rather than doing the 3-5-4 combo over and over again and building up the rage meter and then not being able to pop your awakening as soon as it's up, I can sort of delay, I can do fewer rotations in between, and I can get the really bursty rotations and guarantee that damage. So this is actually how I play Human Torch against Mephisto, and it's surprisingly effective, not to mention safe. So here we're going to run away from him. Oh, we just want to... it's really unfortunate summoning position on that compared to where he was. But yeah, so canceling the 4th skill before it's done, and I like to cancel into the 1 skill because it's just easier than canceling into the 2. So canceling and then also delaying certain rotations to maximize the amount of damage you can do. So I'm actually not... See, I didn't proc the Awakening there because I knew he was going to do this... this cutscene, and then we'd lose all this awakening damage. So we cancel the 4 just a little bit early, and again, it's really something that you just need to get the feel for. That awakening skill, canceling, is something that I had to practice, and I had to get better and better and better at, but you will get better at it. And it actually makes a huge difference against Mephisto. It doesn't matter against Null. It can matter if you're using a damage proc or a CTP of Energy Obelisk on your Human Torch, because you don't want his 4th skill to trigger your next proc. But if you're using a CTP of Judgment, for that reason, it doesn't matter. So yeah, this is the clear. It's a really good clear. He's still very, very good. He definitely hasn't lost value. And he is surprisingly fun to play when you consider this particular mechanic against Mephisto. And it's honestly something that I should consider more with other characters, because of the way Mephisto's rage buildup works. So yeah, I was actually going to delay. I actually wasn't going to delay my rotation, but then I saw him doing this attack here, this particular attack that has those purple circles, and I was like, yeah, you know what? And when he goes enraged, when he enrages pre-cutscene in the 3rd phase, he takes a really long time. So you can definitely squeeze in another attack. Here he's going to do cutscene right after, so we're not going to do anything. There's absolutely going to be a cutscene. Yep. So here we're going to just dodge, then we're going to finish him off with the Awakening skill. But this clear is actually so fast. If you do all of this stuff, this is such a fast clear. and it's really nice to see these characters still maintaining their value, you know, months after they were introduced. Now, obviously, this team is a lot better for, like you can see, he's only, so put this into perspective, he's only 30 seconds faster than Cindy, right? And he's got a 65% damage lead that's active the whole time, whereas Cindy's is a 40% buff that's only active half the time. So she's basically got a 20% permanent buff, if you consider like the half time and the double, whatever. And he's got Thing giving him all those buffs, right? Those damage to boss buffs and stuff like that, and the 40% all attack. So he's got 105% all attack to poor Cindy's 20%, and he's got Thing giving those other buffs, and he's got an insight on Thing, and he's only 30 seconds faster. So that to me bodes really well for Cindy, right? Oh, we get a heal. Nice. Awesome. That was really, really good. So yeah. So those are the first two clears. Moving on to the next one here. This is probably one of the easiest ones, so we'll jump into this one next, and we'll see how Falcon does. Here we go. Captain America Falcon. Excuse me, I accidentally called him just Falcon. Here we go. This dude obviously is a beast. I've done so many videos on him, but it begs repeating because this dude is just honestly the cat's pajamas. Okay, not when his proc is super delayed. I don't know what's going on these days with procs and their delays, but it is, okay, there we go. It is something to be addressed. Yeah, Captain America Falcon is just nutty. He's just so good. Unlike Human Torch, I actually do sort of spam skills. I also run into the time freeze, as you saw there, because you dodge it and then you trigger the heal. So you don't even need the poison clouds or the tornadoes. You can dodge it with just the you know what, I'm gonna bail. You can dodge it with I wanted to bail because of this tornado. I'm taking a little bit of damage, so I just want to play this one a little bit safe. But unlike Human Torch, who has a transcended skill that keeps coming back, Captain America Falcon, he's tier 3, so you need to build up the tier 3 skill. So that is why I am doing 1 and 2. It's sort of the payout, or the risk reward, the balance between, are we gonna kill him before he goes into this thing? Yup. Wow. Just nutty damage. Absolutely nutty damage. Why are these things here? Oh, because I triggered his enrage timer. Whoa, what's going on? It just disappeared. I've never seen this happen before, and I need to heal. And the invisibility just disappeared, or the time freeze disappeared. Dang. We just triggered our proc early by accident there. That was a bummer. Okay, there we go. He tried to stun me, and so it triggered my heal. But yeah, it's sort of a risk reward that you have to calculate yourself, because if your tier 3 is going to do so much damage in the case of Captain America Falcons, then it's worth it. It's worth enraging Mephisto more often. Because okay, we need to, all right, in some cases Cap is just a little bit too slow, you know, on your left, so I actually switched to the other Cap because he can actually fast forward through this. But yeah, I couldn't cancel into 6 there. Dang, this run was at a blistering speed, and now it's starting to slow down a little bit, unfortunately. But we're gonna get him here. This is gonna be like 5 bars left. Crazy damage. Look at that. Look at, man. So anyways, it's worth building up the rage meter on Mephisto. You can see here Cap's is way faster. It's worth in Falcon's case, in Captain America Falcon's case, it's worth building up the rage meter because his tier 3 just does so much damage. I don't know what that rotation was. That was sloppy, but we got it done. So he crushes this with over 2 minutes to go. And again, it's kind of a shame versus Mephisto that that Cap can't be used, because 25 to 29 is combat, and then 30 to 34 is female. I'm gonna need to climb up. I'm not exactly sure. I can't remember off the top of my head what the requirement is from 35 to 39. Hopefully I can use Captain America Falcon, because honestly I think he could definitely do it. If he's crushing 24 like that with missed procs and delayed proc activations, he can definitely go higher. He's wild. He's still one of the best value tier 3s of this entire year, not just the update, this entire year. We're gonna go ahead and do this last stage 24 clear. I'm gonna augment this team. I was playing this team without a healer, so I was actually playing this team, believe it or not, without Venom. It's a little bit hard, of course, and I used to use Doctor Strange leadership instead of Spectrum, but now that I have Spectrum, she basically just has a better lead than Doctor Strange, and she can provide some burst damage support. But yeah, we basically just alternate between Sharon and... I don't think we're going to get any accumulation here. That's a bummer. I basically just alternate between Sharon and Ghost Rider for damage. But we're doing really well with Sharon right now. Ghost Rider, I think, has a lot more lingering damage, which makes it a little bit worse for building up the Enrage. But yeah, the other thing is Ghost Rider is very slow. He's a little bit faster with movement speed on your cards, but the boy's a little slow. So, yeah. But we should get him here. Yeah, I don't even have to use the third skill or the tier 3. So now we can set this up and do that, and then 3. Big burst there. Then we're going to swap back to Sharon. Just a cheeky little attack and then just dip. Woo! Gotta be very wary of that. Oh, we got some accumulation. This is going to be big. Ah, no. It was too big. It was too big. Oh, we got bounced out. That's kind of a bummer. Basically, he interrupted my 5th skill. Sharon's actually... Oh, she got frozen? Ugh. She's not bad. Her movement speed is pretty good, actually. It's still slow, but when you get movement speed on your cards, I think this is tolerable. Like, this right now for me is tolerable. Oh, did he seriously get hit? Oh, come on, Ghost Rider. That for me is tolerable. But without any movement speed, it's not tolerable. Come on now, finish him off, buddy, before you get finished off. Where are the... Yeah, there we go. There we go. Here it's kind of tricky because they're both kind of bad versus these purple circles. The benefit for Ghost Rider... This is not the best rotation for Ghost Rider, to be honest with you. The benefit for Ghost Rider, he has a chance to become immune to fire damage. So he can definitely... Here, I'm just going to pop the tier 3. Screw it. Let's go. Keep bursting him down. Yeah, he's still charging up, eh? Well, we get some cheeky damage in there. I think Spectrum would have been faster, though. Is fast. I think she's the fastest. Okay. We're gonna make him turn himself around here. And then just pop that one without getting frozen. We are gonna trigger the cutscene here, but it's okay because Sharon's gonna squeak in the damage before the cutscene, so it's all good. Yeah, you can count on Sharon for big burst damage. You can always count on Sharon for that. We're gonna go ahead. Yeah, I think Spectrum's a little bit faster. Barely, maybe barely. Oh, she couldn't even get away there. It's right there. It's right there. Okay. Yeah, Ghost Rider is better for finishing off this part of the fight as well because he doesn't require any accumulation like Sharon does. And that should be it. There we go. Boom! So, switch play, also very, very fun. I think maybe one of them could solo this. Sharon will probably be more consistent solo, so you don't need both Sharon Rogers and Ghost Rider for this. You can also, like I said, you could substitute Spectrum for Doctor Strange in case you have him tier 3. He's a more expensive tier 3 to build overall than Spectrum, but also if you miss the event for Spectrum, you don't have her. Now, you can see on stage 30, I do have multiple options. Rogue is by far going to be the best option for stage 30. I think Scarlet Witch could do it with the ample supports that I have, but you would basically just, like, you would basically want this exact setup, just slotting in, you know, Rogue versus slotting in, Scarlet Witch. But I'm going to go ahead and do it with Rogue here. The other thing to keep in mind specifically here is because I'm on stage 30, I have to be careful not to use female strikers or like too many females that I want to use as strikers in my other clears, because I've made this mistake where I use good female strikers in my other clears, and then you can't reuse them, and there's not that many good, especially the damage dealt to villains. There aren't that many good female strikers for that. You can see a similar problem versus Null if you use up too many of the good female ignore dodge strikers, because there are not many good. There's only 2 male ignore dodge strikers. So yeah, Rogue just solos this. Rogue's got it all. Still very, very good for this game. And she does have a support, so she's going to deal a little bit more damage than a lot of these cats. But, man, the procs have been very delayed. And again, I run the risk of triggering the enrage timer more versus Mephisto with Rogue because I want to hit that tier 3 skill. I don't think we're gonna need to pop it again here. We're a little bit behind. Yeah, okay, good. I didn't need to pop it again. We are a little bit behind here. I'm just gonna do 3-6. Not the most conventional rotation, but I just want to pop this and this, and then just get out of there. Yeah, you gotta be very careful. This tornado, especially on higher stages, just shreds you. But you know what? Rogue shreds. Look at this damage. And she has the speed to get out, too. So good. So good. We're going to cut corners here. There we go. And boom. And of course, with these in-between moments where his rage meter isn't active, perfect time to just, you know, lather on the damage. Just lather it on like you're washing Mephisto's hair, because it's not going to apply anyways, right? Like when he comes out of that Doctor Strange time freeze. Here I actually should have stopped. See, here I miscalculated a little bit. Ooh, no I didn't. Rogue is 100% that B. Damn, I didn't think she was gonna have the burst. I thought I was gonna get stuck at 1 bar, which is actually really, really annoying when it happens. You can also make a mistake here and get hit by these things. You gotta be kind of careful because Rogue's heal is good, but it could be a lot better. It's not that good. So yeah, with Mephisto, it's really like hit him hard and don't hit him often. That's kind of the adage. We're gonna go full blast here. This is the pre-cutscene enrage transformation. This takes ages, so we can actually almost squeeze in another rotation, which is awesome. And once she gets stunned 3 times, Rogue will be able to slip out of this because she's fast, boy. Yeah. Awesome. Really good stuff here. Oh, I wasn't quite ready to pop that tier 3. I actually, looking at the damage meter, I should not have done that. Well, tough to say. You can also, if you get very, very good with a character, it doesn't have to be Rogue specifically, but what you can do when you know Mephisto's going into this enrage phase, what you can do is you can use a skill that's going to position you, that's going to move your position. So for example, I know that Mephisto, when he's about to hit me, he's going to turn to me. So look at that. I used the first skill. If you saw there, I used her first skill, and that moves her in front of him and then behind him. And so you use that to sort of play peekaboo, and he ends up not hitting you. He ends up not being able to stun you. Right? Because she moves from one side to the other, and so you just have to time it right so that it activates as he's going to go to punch you, and then he'll just punch the air as she's on the other side. And you can do that with there's a lot of different characters that have that sort of movement skill. Even laterally, it doesn't have to be forwards and backwards, but yeah, that's another tip for you. So there you go. Those are my 5 clears. I got a Odin's Blessing, and that's basically what I do if I am feeling up for a bit of a challenge. This is not technically the absolute highest that I could go. Let me give you guys one little extra thing here. I think I can do, I haven't tested it out too many times, but I think I can do stage 25 or 26. Like I could substitute one of my stage 24 clears for a stage 25 or 26 clear. Like for example, I could substitute maybe this one or this one, or maybe this one, because this is technically still one of my slowest. I could substitute it for a team that's something like this. I could definitely substitute that. I could probably go as high as 28 with this team. It's a shame that I can't use Hulkbuster here because Taskmaster is just a better support and Cull is overall a better character than Hulkbuster for, you know, dealing damage, dealing high burst damage. This is a little bit more challenging and it can be a little bit tricky with Cull and targeting and canceling and stuff like that. But yeah, this team works very, very well also. And I would say, I mean, you're going to build up more Conquer XP doing that. So yeah, 24, 24, 24, 29, 30, or you know, 32 or whatever, would probably be my absolute max at this point until I can build up higher. I'm just having a little bit of trouble climbing with Rogue after 31. 31 was really tough. I had like 5 seconds left. So I think I'd either, if I want to climb higher, I would either need to, you know, try with Scarlet Witch and see if maybe she can go faster than Rogue. I doubt it, but maybe, or maybe Sharon can go faster if you can play really, really well. Or maybe Silk, who knows? We'll try Silk. Or I'd have to get more Pierce or reforge a CTP, something like that. But yeah, there's sort of soft caps for these teams and these characters until we get more supports or more leaderships or whatever. For Null, it's a little bit higher for me. It's 40. But yeah, so hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of those 5 clears. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.